Greetings everybody. So this is the DBX Crestwood bike. So this video is going to be about rims and tires. These have alloyed rims with steel hubs, open bearing, with a freewheel. So if you have a bike that's with the same kind of width rim, you really should stick with that style rim, because there's not very much room between here. There's maybe about a ½ inch of room. So I more or less have to, with this specific bike, you need to stay with the same size tires and rims. However, this will vary due to the frame design and the dropout distance. So the dropout distance is going to actually be the distance from here to the other nut. That can change depending on what bike you have. So these wheels are not original to this bike. These came from another bike that the person who threw it away put on. It looks like what they did to make it fit is they put a spacer in between there to make up for the difference. On either both sides there's enough room to allow the chain to spin. Front is kind of the same deal. These are 26 by 195 tires. Are City Transit tires with tread there. But as you see, again the same distance. I have a little bit of more room there, but not much. And here, this is the stock, axle that was put in there. Nothing was modified at all. So there's a couple things with rims. Why you would want to change rims. So one would be that if the rim is like really bent, in other words it's not straight, really bent bad where it's hitting the frame, hitting the brakes, you'd want to change the rim out. Another reason could be that it's not round. So when a rim is not round, that simply means that it's not round. It could have a couple flat spots. Now if they're minor flat spots, you can adjust them if you know what you're doing. I do not suggest to do this if you have no idea what you're doing, because you can mess a rim up. I go back to 15 years experience in doing this, so I do everything by myself. I feel comfortable doing it. Another reason why you might want to change your rim. These are single wall rims. In other words, when you take the tires off the spoke heads, you can see them. If you have a double wall rim, you're going to have this here is going to be like a V shape, and you're going to see it's more material. Double wall rims are more expensive, last longer, much better quality, less likely to get out of round and bend. Okay? I only suggest to do double wall rims if you have a nice bike. If you have something like a commuter bike like what I have, don't spend the money to do that. Another thing, while we're on the topic of double wall rims, this is a Schrader valve. This is the standard car valve we've been using forever. If you have a double wall rim, you may need to get a longer one, tube, to fit that dish distance. And as a request, we have another topic that I'm going to get on now: buying and selling bikes. So kind of my theory on that, and this is my professional opinion, because I did work at a bike store. You have to look at number one, functionality. How does everything work? Do things just need to be adjusted? Do things need to be replaced? Does it need a complete overhaul? Because if you're just going to do adjustment, tires and tubes, it's probably fine. But if you're going to be doing like a major overhaul where you're changing every component out, it's probably not worth it, because you could buy it, but then what are you going to sell it for? Because my rule of thumb is you have to at least double your money or get your money back. Okay? Another thing about buying and selling bikes is that you need to make sure that it isn't a stolen bike. So on the bottom of the crank there'll be a serial number. You need to make sure that that serial number is not hot, because if it is, you're just asking for trouble. My next third topic of buying and selling bikes if you are going to rebuild it, you need to make sure that you have abundant amount of parts that are used and almost free, because they're going to Jew you down. So if you're selling a bike for $149, you're lucky if you're going to get 100 out of it. And it really depends on what bike it is too. Mountain bikes tend to be a lot more because they have gears. Beach cruisers, not so much. BMX bikes, hit and miss. And it depends what they want to spend. It depends what bike it is. It depends how much you're going to cost to fix it. So there's a couple things there that could affect the buying and selling process. When you sell it, you do want to make note of what you have replaced, what you haven't replaced. You want to make a note of all the way the bike came in. You know, look, this is what I changed. You want to actually have the parts to show them, look, this is what I changed on it. This is why I want this amount. That's going to justify and give you more leverage to sell it for what you need it for. So I hope this video helped out with the wheels and tire options. Going back to the tire options, I have white wall on there for visibility. That is not necessary. You can go with a knobby tire, you can go with smooth slicks, you can go with just plain old tires. Alright, so I hope this video helped out the rim options and buying and selling bikes. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Link in description below. Cheers, folks.